All right, so we're back, everybody. Sorry for that little quick break, but our cameraman and director, Chris, nearly got ran over by a monster truck. So I'm going to ask the question again, and Fred's going to delightfully answer. Thumbs up to that, right, Fred?
I'm good. Yeah, I think they're waiting in suspense about whatever I was going to say.
Well,
And if our cameraman survived, because that was a big-ass truck.
it was. If our camera didn't survive, I don't know. We might have to cut the interview short. I didn't want to do that.
No, I have a tripod in the car. It would have been fine.
Scratch that. Next time the truck comes, we ain't moving. So I was bringing up the past earlier.
Yeah.
Breaking Pangea. Now you were elaborating on how like the band was. You guys got together a month ago.
Yeah.
So we heard some rumors about a reunion. So what exactly do you have to say to that?
Well, the thing is, when we got together, we realized that those songs were totally, like, we wrote these songs that were so hard to play, and I don't know why we did it, but when we got together, we were like, man, like, I think we all got better, but we can't play these songs anymore. You know, these songs that we wrote 7 years ago, they were, but we didn't put in the time either. We basically got together, played 25 songs, had a great time, but we're kind of just, we're not going to rush it. We want to do this a few times, and, you know, if the right tour came along, or just we decided we wanted to do a show hometown, maybe come up here to Wilkes-Barre, because we've played Cafe Metropolis many times in the past, so we would definitely book like some regional stuff, but it's not going to be like in the next couple weeks. I'm halfway through recording my second album and solo album, and so I'm kind of deep in that, and Will's going out with Stray Light this fall, so it's not going to be something that affects anything we're doing right now, but it is something we'd like to have happen in the future.
Well, you hear that, all you Breaking Pangea fans? There's hope, and not just a shred, a very large amount of hope. So you just got done elaborating a little bit more onto the idea of a new album.
Yeah.
That you're working halfway through it. Let's wait for the helicopter to pass this way. You know, we're outside. It's kind of hard when you're in Wilkes-Barre because it is a small metropolitan-ish area. But you were talking about your new album, and you're halfway through it. What can fans of The Color Fred expect from this album, and what are your influences behind it?
With this album, I actually did something I've never done, and I kind of went with a focused concept. I'm not going to say it's like a strict concept record or follows a weird, it's not like a rock opera, but it is like, most of the songs are about this couple going through something terrible, and it's loosely triggered, it's fictional, but it's triggered by something that happened in my real life. Is the town of Coatesville that I grew up in earlier this year was being basically set on fire. There were, in the month of January alone, there were 17 arson fires, and so people were like afraid to sleep at night. It was real time of anxiety, and my family is there, and I live the town next to it now, but it was something that really affected me. So I wrote a couple songs about it, and then I decided I was going to sort of build on that mood because it created a darker mood than my first album, which I thought was cool. I thought it was a good direction for the project, and so I'm just moving along with that. I went down to Birmingham, Alabama, and recorded the first 5 tracks, and I had to come home because it's such a mammoth task to write in that way. It was something that drove me forward and inspired me, but also was real intense. So I've now finished the writing, and after this tour, I'm planning on going back and recording the rest.
It sounds real good to me. You're gonna take this. You hear the new album, going to have a little bit of a darker twist.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. And that now we're gonna kind of get into the more fun segment. Breaking the Mold has a fun side.
All right.
Not only just asking questions about your career, but we also like to get our viewing audience to know who our interviewees are, who are the musicians that we get to meet, the artists. So, before you arrived, Cafe Metropolis has been around here for 12 to 13 years. As you said, you've played here many times. Yeah. And local people, like myself, I grew up in this area, used to come to shows when we were young. And I've known Donald for a number of years now, and Donald told me a funny story. And I was wondering if there was a particular story that you had in mind of when you stayed at his house.
Oh, oh man, this is I'm blanking out because I've slept on so many floors.
This one involves a pair of glasses.
Oh.
And a big hole.
Uh-oh. Did I break my glasses?
I think it involves dropping them down a big heater vent.
I totally forgot about this. Yeah, how did we fish those out? Did we?
Well, Donald happened to gave us some dirt. He said that you guys fell asleep and your glasses fell down the heater hole, and then all of a sudden, you know what, Donald, come on over.
I
gonna
forgot about this story.
Everybody, remember Donald? Well, Donald's back. Do you want to tell the story about the glasses and the heating vent?
I lived in kind of a shitty house with a whole bunch of people and lots of what?
No, we were comfortable.
Yeah. Well, lots of people used to come. Yeah, it was communal. A lot of people used to come and sleep on my floor after they played here, and one night, we were all just sleeping on the floor, and everybody was, we probably watched Ghostbusters. I don't know.
Yeah.
But,
Watching Ghostbusters at Donald's house.
All right. But I get woken up the next morning, and it's Fred, and he's like, "Hey, where does this hole go?" And there's a hole in the floor, just in the middle of the living room, kind of, and it just kind of goes down. And he's like, "My glasses fell into this hole." So it's a heating duct of something. So I was like, I don't know. So it was like 7 or 8 o'clock on a Sunday morning, and we're in my basement dismantling the heating ducts to try to find the glasses that had fallen in there. It's like, well, we usually put like a grate over it or something over the hole so the cat doesn't fall in there, but apparently not.
That was bad because the thing about it is, I had LASIK surgery, and there's a TBS song about it called 20/20 Surgery, but back then I couldn't see Donald here or you if I didn't have my glasses on. Like I couldn't leave the house. I couldn't leave my bed basically. So that would have been big trouble for the rest of the tour if we couldn't retrieve them. So
yeah, I guess. Well, it was also
I think
funny.
you took charge and helped me out.
Yeah. Well, we had to take screwdrivers and take the whole thing apart. But I remember, later I was at work. I work with a bunch of kids, and we were watching MTV, and I saw you on MTV, and I was like, "That guy! He dropped his glasses down the hole in my floor." They're like, "Whatever."
And this is the fun segment where you get to know the artist from Breaking the Mold. The very fun stories. We're gonna keep moving on. A couple more questions. I'm gonna switch my little question sheet because normally I would remember these, but lately I've been very stressed out and not remembering. So